Billy, thanks for popping down to Meadow Lane. It's a busy week, obviously, but you signed up for the bench for next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, doing whatever can sort of to kind of generate a bit of interest and a bit of support for the club.
I suppose, given your role, it's this season's been sort of I don't think you could have written something quite like this, could you?
It's extraordinary, because I was saying to mate, I've been coming down 40 years now, and we never seem to do sort of mid-table mediocrity, kind of at the end of the season. And we're either, on good seasons we're challenging, or less good seasons it's like this, it's a scrap. But I actually believe it's really weird. I've never felt, I shouldn't say it's really tempting fate. We're doing this now before the Oldham game, but I think we'll do it, and I think we'll stay up. But I actually feel like a lot of my mates who support the club, that we're in such a good place now that if and I think with the new manager and everything, he's just been fantastic. He hasn't put a foot wrong. The team are playing beautifully. So it's a really weird feeling, because everything's at stake, and obviously we want to stay up but I really believe we've got the basis of a team now, and a setup, and the way the whole club's set up, that if we stay up, I honestly expect us to get promoted next season. I really do. I think we've got a team there, and the way the manager, the way he's talking about the game, and when I always come down here, I listen to Colin on the way back, when I'm driving home, and everything he said, I feel so sort of optimistic. And my two mates I come down with every week, and they've said the same. So we kind of feel sort of optimistic in a weird way, no matter what happens, because it just feels, the club feels very different to me as somebody who's been coming all these years. So, but at the same time, it's still going to be flipping nerve-wracking tomorrow.
We wouldn't have it any other way, would we?
No, exactly.
That's it. When you look back at it, it's had all the twists and turns, the plot thickens, and you have your villains and your heroes throughout. It's been a script of a season.
Oh, it's been extraordinary. It's been an extraordinary season, and I've had friends come as well, and the weird thing is we've played so well this season. I actually think we've played well. There've been troughs in the season, but we've had games where even my mate who was was a Walsall fan, he directed the last play. I've got a play on in London at the moment, and he came to the Walsall game, which obviously would draw a slight veil over, But he said to me, he said it was really weird. He said, because you were playing dead well until it sort of went wrong, and that's been, and it's been really weird. I just think about what I love about Notts, and I always have, is that we don't do anything by halves, even when we capitulate. It's kind of big time.
I think there's a piece in the Nottingham Post they had, it summed up for me. It's about pride. It's about and I think that's what's certainly there in abundance at the moment.
Yeah.
And I think we've seen it sort of with your work as well, with the Truckers series.
Yeah.
I'm sure you saw it on social media when Notts County were mentioned. The pride that the fans felt in that.
Yeah, it was fantastic, and I love that. That sort of. For me, we are Nottingham's team, and I have absolutely nothing against Forest, actually. And I would like to have seen them got into the to playoffs this year. But for me, there is only one Nottingham team, and it will always be Notts County. That's a fact, isn't it? It's just with the original. So, but the fact is that they, the way the club is set up and everything, there's always just been the people who come to this club week in and week out, they feel a tremendous sense of loyalty to it. And the Dave McVeigh book that I adapted for Playhouse, one of the interesting things about that when I first read that was, for me, that what was at its heart was that sense of the club as part of the city and the wider county, and as you say, that pride that we have in the club, and so I try and drop it into absolutely everything I write, and I'm just doing a new thing at the moment, and it's got absolutely nothing to do with football, and it's a bit of a stretch actually. It's about the Catholic Church, but I've managed to get it into that at the moment. So
super. What else have you got on at the moment? Is there another series of Truckers lined up?
No, there isn't. Sad. It was a real shame, because we put a lot of work into kind of getting the first one away, but just not enough viewers in the end, which was a real shame, because it was very, it was very well reviewed and well supported. So I'm doing a film with Shane Meadows, another Notts lad, and so in fact they're off to Cannes to try and raise money on that. They're off to Cannes. I'm staying around Sneinton, and that's next week. And then I'm doing a couple of new series for the BBC, and I've got this play on down in London at the moment till next Saturday called Bomber's Moon. So and I'm doing another play. So I'm quite busy.
We've got quite a wealth of artistic and cultural talent amongst our fan base.
I know we have. It's fantastic. It just took us a sort of, Vicky McClure, obviously, and I was out having a cup of tea with her the other day. Obviously, Jake Bugg, and John Harvey. I don't know if you know John. John writes the Resnick novels.
Yeah, we've lined up hopefully for him to come in.
Yeah, it's fantastic, because he comes up from London every week. And it's really funny actually. Trying trying to think which game was it? It was the Bank Holiday Monday, the Crawley game, and he come up for that, and it was the state of nerves. I bite his shoulder, which he's asked me to stop doing now in the later stages of the close games. But we were saying it's really weird that we have got this kind of Golden Troubadours as well. I think they're Notts band, they're big Notts fans, fantastic band. It's really weird that there's that. I don't know why. I don't know whether I'm trying to think whether I think Sillitoe, one of the Sillitoe novels, it's definitely a Notts County match. There's a story called The Match. And the character's been to a Notts match. It's not Forest, I know that. I didn't notice Carl Froch had a Forest emblem on his, but I'm not obviously going to take umbrage with him about that. I feel he'd give me a good hiding. But no, generally speaking, we're well served.
Yeah, we'll give him that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, that's what the bench is all about as well. It's about celebrating that. It's about celebrating the fans that we've got, and every single fan and the part that they can play in making Notts County a better team all round. Yeah, which is fantastic, and I think it's a brilliant initiative. And I mean, it's one of the things I've really liked over the last couple of years. I mean, it feels to me like the club's doing everything it can. We've had those games where there's been reduced prices to get, particularly in getting the younger kids in, getting students in, like this initiative as well on the bench. I mean, I do think, as I say, I still can't quite believe that it's over 40 years, because I'm 50 now. And I was 8 when I first came, and I remember when people used to say to me, when I was 10 or so, and when I used to cry if I had to go in the toilets in the old county roads, because it used to frighten me so much, and it was so grim. It was a grim place, dark and smelly, and but I can remember these old boys say, "Oh, I've been coming here, man and boy, 40 years," and now I am that bloke, and it's horrifying. But the fact is that when you make a commitment to a club and you make that a sort of association early on, then you stick with it, and it's kind of, and that's why I think that all the efforts that are being made at the moment to kind of get fans to the club, to buy into the club, at a really sort of fundamental level, I think it really will see rewards. And as I say, I think I feel more optimistic about the club at the moment. I think what Mr. True's done in terms of the money he's, it's because it's a big thing now. I kind of support the club, and I put 20 quid a week in whatever when I come see a game. It's a different matter when you pour big money into a club. That's putting people talk about a commitment. That's a big commitment, and I think everything that's being done at the moment, I feel really good about the club. And I think, and as I say, particularly with Sean, I think as manager, because he is one of us. They were singing out on the cop, the last game. He's one of us, and he is. And I think, I hope that now he'll stay with the club for many, many years, and he doesn't get poached offers by some, because he's a talent, and he's a real talent. I feel we've got to shackle him to the club now, because I think he's really good news. So let's hope for a happy ending, but not too much drama tomorrow.
Indeed, absolutely. I'm Billy Ivory, and I'm on the bench.